Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. I am here with a vision. In this vision, so this was an interesting vision because it was like someone that was dressed kind of prim and proper. This is someone that was dressed in very bougie attire, okay? And they were at kind of like a little party, a little event where they saw someone that I assume they don't like, okay, because of what they did, and they decided to flip them off. But see, the way they did it is interesting because it's like they did it in a sneaky way. Like they did it in a way like only they knew that they flipped them off, and maybe if somebody was paying attention, they also saw it. But um it's kind of like, and it gave them like that, it made them feel good, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just it wasn't like a situation like where somebody, if somebody really don't like you and they just come up to you and they flip you off. It was like the person they were flipping off did not even notice that they were flipped off. They didn't care. It was as if they had no idea that what this person was even doing, you know what I'm saying? The scripture comes from Proverbs 2 and 20. Though you will walk in the ways of the good and keep the paths of the righteous, for the upright will live in the land and the blameless will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land and the unfaithful will be torn from it. So here's what God say. Even that, God say he saw that. Okay, I don't know who that's even stuff like that. God see even things like this where and like I'm being reminded of the message I got yesterday. God said he is looking at intentions. He is looking at intent, and he is looking at everybody very closely. And something like this. This is with the intent, it's like a curse, you know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing, because it's a situation where you're basically sending something that is signaled as a curse or sending as something evil. You mean evil, you mean bad to somebody, bad ill will towards someone. And I just feel like this person, the relief that they received. So it's not, if it was unintentional, if it was a situation where they didn't mean it, it was on accident. Sometimes people use they middle fingers to put towards stuff, and there's some people that they'll use it to turn pages, and it's just like that's their habit. And then there are people that do that on purpose to flip somebody off, and they act like that's not what they was doing, and they act like they wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like these are situations where we may not know the difference, but God for sure know the difference. And God said he saw that. He saw that. And the curse is not going up on the person who they were flipping off. It's going up on them. They have put a curse upon themselves. God say this is not a time when it's going to be a lot of people that practice witchcraft, and they do it sneakily. They do it on the slick. They do it on the sly. They're going to be messing around and finding out in this season. I just feel like 2024, they're going to find out that you're going to find out today. You're going to find out today. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that's what it is. That's the message. God is saying that this is somebody that, and it don't even have to be them specifically doing that. It could be somebody that's shooting evil eye towards people. It could be somebody that's whatever evil intentions, malicious intentions that, when you go out your way trying to have evil intentions towards somebody, and you going out your way to try to harm somebody, send evil towards them. God is saying that even if they don't recognize it, even if don't nobody else notice, nobody notices but him, he saw that. And he is going to be dishing out judgment in this time, in this season, in this time. Thus you will walk in the ways of the good and keep to the paths of the righteous. For the upright will live in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the unfaithful will be torn from it. God is saying that he is going to be shutting some things down in this season, and this is one of them. This is one of them. And the sad thing is, typically there are some people that they have a reason. They could be out, like they could be miserable. Maybe they don't have something the other person has, or they feel like they should have this, that, and the third, and the other person has it. So they decide to be mean to that person because they have something they don't. Then there are situations where it could be somebody they have no reason to pick on that person. It could be your boss. And they make more than you. They may be further ahead in life than you. They may, have the perfect life, but they're still being mean to you for whatever reason. I remember I was working with this one lady, this one nurse, and she was so nasty. Like when I say she was so nasty, and for whatever reason, I was able to kind of get along with her, kind of, sort of, but I'm just the kind of person, I'm not going to work to make friends, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do my job and that's it. I don't got time, you know what I'm saying, to be arguing with nobody. I'm not finna beef with nobody. And it's interesting to me that typically I always would get along with the patients that people would get in arguments with. I get along with them just fine. They say that such and such is a racist, and you know what I'm saying, I go in there, do my job, and I come up out of there. We're not finna be best friends, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes it could be a situation where they say this nurse is really hard and they always picking on somebody, and I will see it. I would see how they would pick on certain people, but they would pick on me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why. And you know what I'm saying? But anywho, long story short, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, like people would complain that she was very bossy and that she was very mean. And in my eyes, I just saw it as, you know what I'm saying, if you did everything, she can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I was that kind of person. I would cross my T's and dot my I's. Ain't nobody finna come. You ain't gotta come and find me about nothing, because everything that I'm supposed to do already been done. And you know what I'm saying? It's just how I would work. You know what I'm saying? And always been that way. And you know what I'm saying? And I always had the mindset, work smarter, not harder. You know what I'm saying? And anywho, so me and her got along just fine. Me and the hard nurses that people would complain about, we got along just fine. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, I ain't trying to cut around, try to check on people as little as possible and all that. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure they good. Once you make sure they good, they good. Anywho, it would just be like, there are some people that are, they take everything that's going on in their life and they bring it to work. And until you are in that person's shoes, you don't understand. But it can be very frustrating when someone is being mean to you and somebody is picking on you and somebody is constantly coming after you, and they're constantly triggering you and doing little small stuff to mess with you and constantly sending you the evil eye. And then I didn't have a manager, but that wasn't at a nursing home. So, you know what I'm saying? It was at a retail, and I'm going to be honest and say that, I've said it before, I always felt differently about when I was working in the healthcare field as a nursing assistant, or even when I was a medical assistant versus working at retail. Retail is not, I'm just going to be real and say that it was never as important to me. Even, and I'm saying this as somebody that owns a store, that owns a little shop, that owns my own little beauty line, beauty collection. I never saw retail as the way that I saw nursing. Okay. I never saw it the same. And I think the biggest difference is this is a person. Okay. Like that's literally your, like the it's not exactly a product. The product is care. Like you're caring for someone. And I would never treat someone in a way that I would want to be treated. And this is why I was so upset and frustrated when I was in a nursing home, because baby, I was a jump, hop, and a skip away from calling to stay in there. As somebody that always hated when somebody would call to stay, I would always find it frustrating when somebody would say, oh, if you don't do this and you don't do that, such and such is going to do this and such going to do that. I never had problems with patients like that. Like I said, I'm the type of person, I dot my T's and I cross my T's and I dot my I's. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. I never saw taking care of an actual person the same as making sure the shirts is folded correctly. I just didn't. I never saw taking care of someone who has life, who has lived, and who is in a position where they may not be able to take care of themselves the same way that I saw, typing up how much something costs, ringing it up and getting somebody up out the door. I'm just gonna be real, and that's just how I always felt about it. And that may have showed, you know what I'm saying? That may have been a reason why the manager at that place had a problem with me. But then again, I have to say I never had a problem with any other manager, like ever. Like ever. She was the only one. That was the only one that would pick on me. She was the only one that would, like, it would be like one day she was talking about my nails and talking about why I got my nails done and they so long and how can you work with nails like that, and I don't understand this, that, and the third. Do you know the next week she went and got her nails done? And then the week after that, she was taking them off, talking about she couldn't do nothing with them. And, me personally, I've been getting my nails done since I was in high school. Okay. And that's like that. I have. Since I was a freshman in high school, I've been getting my nails done. Acrylic nails since high school. And I have a reason for it. I used to bite my nails. You know what I'm saying? I still will. If I was to take these things off and try to walk around with my natural nails, baby, I would be chewing and chewing and chewing at my nails. So to keep myself from doing that, I wear acrylic nails. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, now y'all know. Now y'all know why I wear acrylic nails all the time. And some people would think about it and they will see my nails and they'll think, oh, she thinks she all that. Oh, she think this. Oh, she doing that. And da 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 da. And they don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But that's like that's a me thing. That's things that, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I should have to explain why I have acrylic nails on. And I did it. I'm gonna be real and say I never explained to her why I wore acrylic nails. I feel like it was none of her business. It wasn't against the rules or regulations for me to have acrylic nails. And I'm gonna carry y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's not impeding my job in any way. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is not a life-threatening type situation to where, oh no, if I have on nails, I won't be able to hang up the clothes. Oh man, if I have on acrylic nails, I won't be able to put things away. I won't be able to type the price in. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Ain't nobody got time for that. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm just being real. I'm just being real. I don't know what she had going on at home that made it so difficult for her to be able to work with acrylic nails. But in reality, I just feel like that was a situation that I went through. And once again, even in that situation where this woman was dry, trying to shade me, dry, being mean, dry, doing mean things, you know what I'm saying? In the end, I spoke about this before. I ended up getting another job. And the other job that I got paid me more than the managers that worked at the store that I was working at. I was making more than her as a nurse. But I kept the second job because why not? You know what I'm saying? And I just kept working there. I just kept working there. And I can't say it might have partly been just to frustrate her a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. And yeah, eventually she got to the point to where she was like, well, we can't keep you on if you're going to have your schedule like this because it's not fair to everybody else. You're going to have to choose between your jobs. And I was like, girl, choose. Did you think that I would choose this job over that one? Anywho, so I don't know who is going through this here. Well, it's like this is a situation where this is somebody that is like you don't even realize that they be shading you, but they be shading you. They be trying to shade you and you don't realize it. They be trying to get at you and you don't realize it. They be like, you know what I'm saying? This is somebody that is they're trying to send stuff towards you. They're trying to send evil towards you. They're trying to send bad towards you. They're trying to do all this stuff to come at you and you don't even realize it. Just like I remember one time this lady held a meeting. Like I realized that every time she would get upset, she would find every reason to have meetings to try to single me out. And through the entire meeting, me and her would have conversations. Like she would talk about it, and I would be like, "Well, you gonna have to explain." I remember one time she had a meeting talk about answering the phones. Okay, when I was on the floor, I didn't have to worry about the phones. When I was as a cashier, I had to answer the phones. I asked her, how am I supposed to answer the phone? And she was like, oh, you just say hello and that they call in the such and such store, and that's it. And I'm like, okay. So I did it, and apparently somebody called that was like, well, they didn't say what they were supposed to say. So she wanted to write me up about that. And I wrote in the line, then the manager needs to explain to me how I'm supposed to answer the phone. And she was like, just from now on, don't answer the phone. Just let the phone ring if you don't know what to say. Okay. Essentially, instead of you simply telling me what I'm supposed to say, you would prefer for me to not answer the phone. I got you. Let me follow the rules. So I followed the rules. The phone was ringing and it was ringing and it was ringing. And I was sitting at the cash wrap and I was just like, you know what I'm saying, looking through the stuff, organizing stuff, ignoring the phone. And the manager that was on duty was like, why aren't you answering the phone? I was like, she said, since I don't know what to say when I answer the phone, and since she has not told me what I'm supposed to say when I answer the phone, that I should just let the phone ring. And she was like, what? And she answered the phone, and then she was like, look, this is what you're supposed to say. Then she wanted to hold a meeting, okay, talking about, well, what you guys supposed to Then I was like, well, you need to give clear instructions, ma'am. You need to, I don't know where you went to school for your job, ma'am. I don't know what kind of training. It's just tit for tat. But anywho, for whoever this is for, go ahead and say this is somebody like, the whole point of that is it don't have to be a situation to where somebody is like, like they are under you or something like that, or they are looking at you and they feel like they want to have your stuff, or they want to have your life, or they feel like you're better than them. It can be somebody that feels like they're better than you, and it could even be a situation where they feel like they are superior to you and they frustrated because they don't understand why they feel some kind of way about certain things you got going on. That could be a thing. But regardless of their reasons of why, God said that they have been doing things. They have been doing backhanded things. They have been doing things in an attempt to make your life difficult, regardless if you notice it or not. This is somebody that is using witchcraft. This is somebody that is doing stuff like backhandedly. This is somebody that is doing stuff under the table. And like I said, this is somebody in this dream. This was a woman that was dressed up. This was dressed up real nice, dressed up very in luxury type clothes at a very like a nice party. I would say it was like a party, like, like at a high rise. So it's somebody that's, what I'm saying, it's dressed real nice. They at this nice party, and they're living, what I'm saying, living their best rich life, and they looking at somebody else and trying to sneakily flick them off. And it's almost like this person feels as though if they were to directly attack you, it will be frowned upon. And 9 out of 10 is because you ain't do nothing to them. Because this person was looking at, wasn't doing nothing to them. They over there talking to somebody else, not even paying them any attention. But it did make this person feel better about themselves to send that to them. So God is saying it could be a situation where you're not even doing nothing to this person. You're not bothering them. And they just sending stuff to you, and they going out their way to do stuff to you. And they're trying to do it in a very sneaky way. But God say they are going to be shocked. They are going to be appalled, because everything that they are doing is not going to you. It is going to attach itself to them. God said he saw that. You didn't see it, and that's okay. Nobody else saw it, and that's okay. But he saw it. And, I'm being reminded of a message of where, sometimes you could be the kind of person where you have a feeling that somebody is messing with you. You have a feeling that somebody is doing something or attempting to do something to cause you some kind of harm. And so you will do certain things to try to stop them from doing that. God says, stop doing that in this season. In this season, stop doing that. Let them do what they gonna do, because God is going to it's gonna backfire on them. And, it's kind of like you are dragging on the process. It's kind of like when somebody just really want to do something. And for some of you, that's how they are. They really they got to do it. They got to do some kind of evil. And the scripture says that the wicked, they cannot sleep at night. They cannot rest at night unless they have done some kind of evil, unless they have felt as though they have done some kind of evil. God said, let them carry on. Every time they do evil to you, it is going to backfire on them. You don't even have to say nothing to them. You don't have to do anything. It's not a situation where you have to say, well, back to you, or you have to try to say that it's gonna be reversed onto them or nothing. Like, you ain't gotta do none of that. You all you gotta do is do what you do. Like, God is saying, live your life normally. You don't have to do nothing. If you give it to God, God will handle it. And that's what's going on here. You giving it to God just by simply, like, not even paying attention to it. By simply carrying on, you are giving it to God. And God say it is not going to fall on you. Whatever curses, whatever evil wishes, whatever, it's not going to fall on you. It's going to fall on the person that's trying to send it to you. And that's the message. That is the message. That is the message. Yeah, God's saying that I don't know why my voice sounds the way that it do. But God is saying that in this season, He is not standing for this. It's not going to be a situation where He is just going to be allowing people to do whatever they want to do and treat whoever they want, however they want to. Even like the example that I gave, you know what I'm saying? That lady was trying to do everything in her power, trying to get all the write-ups and trying to do this, that, and the third so she could fire me, so she could feel some kind of way. But in reality, I already know what happened. The higher-ups read my statement, and they said, you can't fire her for that because you in the wrong. How you gonna fire somebody and you not adequately training them? You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. And, you know, it's kind of like every time she would write me up, and I would write a statement, she would get so frustrated. And she would be like, you don't have to write a statement. I know I don't have to write a statement, but I am going to explain why it happened. And you know what I'm saying? You ain't have to write me up, especially when it's your fault that I don't know how to do this, or it's your fault. It has something to do with the way you training me. And you know what I'm saying? That might be why she didn't like me. She ain't like the fact that I ain't scared. I don't care if you are the manager, general manager, store manager, whatever you want to be called. I do not care. You a person just like I'm a person. You bleed just like I bleed, and you was not finna just sit up and disrespect me. I don't care. I always had the energy. I always had the energy. And I always, even when I was a nursing assistant, I still had that same energy. I'm not, you're not finna disrespect me. I don't care. I used to have so many problems with people that were older than me that would want to, you know, it's like they had to flex the fact that they older than me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for such and such years, and I've been doing this for such and, baby, ain't nobody concerned with all that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's wonderful. That's beautiful for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm new to the game, and that's beautiful to me. You know what it's for me. But you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want from me? Like, you expecting me to bow down and kiss your feet? Like, no, we're not doing that. Okay. As far as God is concerned, He don't want nobody coming before Him. I'm not giving nobody. I'm not bowing down to nobody. I'm not kneeling before nobody. And I'm not doing it. And I never was the kind of person to do it. And you know, just like I said, interesting enough, I never had that kind of problem when it came to being a nursing assistant. I only had that kind of problem when I was working retail. And at that one store, to be a fact, to be real, at that one store, that one person. But every other place I work, I ain't had that kind of problem. You know what I'm saying? But that's just real. You know what I'm saying? I never been the kind of person to do that. And yeah, yeah, and that's it. That's it. That's the message. God is saying that it's not gonna be a situation where this is gonna touch you, okay? We coming into a season. We coming into a season where people gonna be trying to send them evil eyes, and it ain't gonna stick. It's going right back to them. It's gonna stay exactly where it came from. That's where it's gonna be. People gonna be trying to send evil. They want to put curses up on people. They want to wish harm upon people. God said we coming into a season where it ain't gonna work. And it ain't gonna work, and it's gonna be some sad people walking around. And you know, you have to stay prayed up in this time, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when people are doing stuff like this, typically it is either out of some kind of envy, some kind of jealousy. There has to be, it's some kind of reason that they feel as though they should attack you. And whatever it is, sometimes it's because they don't want you to have something, and sometimes which is jealousy, and sometimes it's because they are threatened by what you do have, and that is envy. But regardless to whatever reason they have as to why they are sending this to you, they are going to be highly upset, because they're going to come to find out that what they have been doing has not been affecting you at all. And eventually they are going to look up, and they're going to realize that they have only been affecting themselves, which is going to, in reality, make them even angrier. And, the sad thing about this, for some of these people, it is going to cause them to want to attack even harder. Okay, it's gonna cause them to want to attack even harder, and it's just like the lady. I see why God brought that situation to attention. How she, you know what I'm saying? She felt like she would just attack me even harder. Every little thing, she want to attack me for this. She want to attack me for that. She want to attack me for this. She want to attack me for that. And eventually, she did not hurt me. She hurt herself more than she hurt me, because every time I had a reason as to why I was doing what I was doing, and 9 out of 10 it was because she was inadequate at her job. And in the long run, it hurt her more than it hurt me, because in reality, it's not to say that I didn't. I loved retail as far as, having a job to work in fashion, but I'm gonna be real, it wasn't a situation where I ever saw myself working in retail forever. You know what I'm saying? Unless I got to a situation like how I am now. I have my own little store, but it wasn't a situation where I was like, thinking that I'm gonna be, an employee at any of these, like, regardless of Sears, Claire's, like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever kind of little cute, like, store, you know what I'm saying? I just felt like it was a cute store. It was a cute job for that moment in my life. It was a cute job for that moment in my life. But as I saw, as far as I was, learning that, people in management, even at some retail stores, don't make as much as they should for the amount of that they work. A lot of times, the managers, they work a lot of overtime that they don't get paid for. And, they work them so hard, and they be so stressed out. And it's just, to me, it's like, what is the point? And this is coming from somebody that love fashion. I love fashion, but I will not be stressing myself out about a store that belongs to somebody else. And I'm not gonna stress myself out about, like, like this little things that they would just be acting. So it was just too much. It was 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 too much at times. And yeah. And that's just me being real. That's just me, like, I'll just be real. You know what I'm saying? I love and I'm saying this as, once again, my business is coming up on 7 years tomorrow. It's my 7-year anniversary. It's my 7-year anniversary. But anywho, even with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Even thinking back, to where I started at, and the first job I had was at a boutique, and it was a boutique. I would say that I took that with a tad bit more serious, not only because of the fact that I knew the owner. Like, the owner is who I worked for. And you know what I'm saying? She taught me so much. As far as, she taught me about sales, she taught me about marketing, she taught me about even as much as her inventory, how she would connect with different what are they called, suppliers. And she was also a designer, and she taught me so much. Okay, but on top of that, I got an incentive. I got 10% of every sale I made. You know what I'm saying? And it was a prom dress store. And I was in high school at the time, which was perfect. You know what I'm saying? Call to tell people from my high school, come get your prom dress from me. Okay, anywho. Anywho, but Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that's interesting how even back then, at that point in time, I never envisioned myself being in a place now to where I would have my own little shop, you know? And even though I don't sell clothes anymore as far as my boutique. I sell merch. You know what I'm saying? I have shirts and I have different merchandise that I have going on. I haven't designed anything in a long time. It's been years. For those that don't know, I used to design clothes. Yes, I used to design clothes, and I used to sell the clothes I designed. I used to sell my merchandise. I also had my makeup line, and I also had a boutique that I would sell clothes and jewelry and other accessories. I have sold press on nails. I have sold so many things. You know what I'm saying? I had a skincare, all natural skincare line at one point in time that I had going on. Like y'all, I used to, I did it all. I had my own perfumes. I still have the memories. Okay, my little perfume bottles. You know what I'm saying? That I got going on from way back when I made my own perfume. I had my own scents, my three little scents, and they came with the soaps and the candles and all that little stuff so you can have you a little bath time. Baby, I did my thing. You know what I'm saying? And I can say that I never imagined that I would have done that when I was in high school, but I can say that I learned a tremendous amount from her. So I will say that I looked at that job a little differently than the others. But in reality, what did I do with my paycheck? I would go right around the corner to Macy's and buy myself and my mom a bunch of purses, and I would buy shoes, and I would just I just I look back on it now and how much I was making in high school. I legit could have had me a little apartment, okay, back then, okay. Even though nowadays I could not, okay. The apartments that was that much back then, now they're crazy. But back then, baby, I could have had me a little spot, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't thinking that way, you know what I'm saying? And anyways, the message that went all 30 minutes, me just talking about things. But I guess I'm just saying this to say, you know what I'm saying? For whoever this is for, you gonna carry on. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever this is, whoever this person is that is sending this energy towards you, it is just going to reflect on them. It's gonna bounce back to them. You know what I'm saying? And even though I'm saying in this time right now, but this is just in general when you think about it, you know, when you are doing something evil to someone and they ain't doing nothing to you, it's not like it's gonna come back on you. It's no way that you can expect that you can just go around. This is like somebody that's bullying, being a spiritual bully, and God is saying He not gonna allow that to stick. It's not gonna work. Their plan is gonna fail. And interesting enough, for somebody, I'm being led to say, as soon as whatever it is, for some of you, they're trying to prevent something from happening. They're trying to stop you from getting to a certain point. And this could be somebody that is being used by the devil, that is being used by the enemy to distract you and to stop you from getting to a place that God wants you to get to. God say, you're going to get to that place regardless to what they doing. And when you get to this place, then they're going to it's like everything's gonna hit them at once. And it's not going to be a situation where like everything's going to hit them, they all of a sudden are going to receive everything. They are going to receive everything, but they receiving it as they send it. As soon as they send it, they get it. As soon as they send it, it go back. As soon as they send it, it go back. But at that point in time, once they realize that everything they have done was wasteful, everything they had did was pointless, everything they did, it didn't even matter, and then they are going to look around at what has happened to them. They have caused these things to happen to themselves, and how their own life has fallen apart because they refuse to leave you alone. It's going to hit them. And it's going to hit them all at once. At the exact moment that you are receiving or doing whatever it is that God wants you to do, this person is going to realize they wasted their time, and it's not going to feel good. But that's the message. That's what they get for doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.